Hi everyone, I am R.V. Kiran, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering. Today I am going to discuss two methods in the topic ellipse, which is a major concept of engineering drawing, and the methods in the topic are concentric circles method and arcs of circles method. So in the previous lecture we have discussed about the first two methods, that is oblong method and parallelogram method, and next two methods have been discussed in this video lecture. The first method is concentric circles method. This is the third method used for drawing an ellipse, and the problem given here is draw an ellipse by using concentric circles method having a major axis of 110 mm and minor axis of 80 mm long. So these are the given measurements in the problem for the construction of an ellipse by using concentric circles method. So the first step is to draw the major axis and minor axis. So it is the same procedure what we have drawn in the earlier methods, that is in the oblong method as well as parallelogram method. So first draw the major axis of 110 mm long and take the points as AB, and from the center of major axis, that is 55 mm, draw the minor axis CD of 80 mm long. So we have seen the lines here, that is AB line and CD line. So AB is the horizontal line which is the major axis, CD is the vertical line which is the minor axis. Then take radius of CO as radius, that is half of the minor axis as radius. Draw a circle taking O as center. So here O is the center for major axis and minor axis. So draw a circle with radius of OC. So that is equal to OC is equal to OD. So draw a circle there. Then the next step is take the radius of OA as radius and draw another circle. So it becomes there. So take radius as AO and O as center. Draw a circle overlapped from the minor axis, that is on the top of the minor axis. So there becomes two circles here. So one from the minor axis and the other from the major axis. Then divide the large circle, that is large circle, into 12 equal parts. So the circle have a degrees of 360 degrees. So when we have divided it into 12 equal parts, it has a part of each piece comes under a part of 30 degrees. So divide the circle into 12 equal parts. So there it is. So we have divided the total circle into 12 equal parts, which a quarter gets 3 equal parts. That is, every 90 degrees has 3 equal parts and each part is of 30 degrees. Next, name the divided parts into 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash, 4 dash, 5 dash and up to 10 dash, which is of the large circle, that is of the minor axis portion, sorry, major axis portion, and give the points of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to the minor axis circle, that is smaller circle we are giving the normal points, and for the larger circle dividend points we are giving the 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash, which is of dash to the each point. So these are the 12 equal parts for the major axis and minor axis circles. Then draw a vertical line which is parallel to CO line, that is of minor axis line. Draw a parallel line from the divided parts of points 1 dash, 2 dash and 4 dash, 5 dash. From each point you have to draw a vertical line which is parallel to the CD line, that is which is parallel to minor axis. So we are drawing the same from the other points also. So we have drawn it from the 2 dash, 4 dash, 5 dash, 6 dash, 7 dash, 9 dash and 10 dash. Then draw a horizontal line from the minor axis points, that is from 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10, which intersects the vertical points. So which intersects the vertical line drawn before. So the horizontal line drawn is parallel to the line AB. So which is parallel to the line AB. So draw this from the minor axis points, divided points, that is 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 and last one is 10. So these are the two steps which the student have been confused in this method. So first we have to draw the vertical lines which is parallel to the minor axis, that is CD, and draw the horizontal lines which is parallel to the major axis line AB. So one is parallel to the minor axis and other line is parallel to the major axis. So draw these two lines for all the points from the major axis and minor axis. Then we have an intersection point at every line. So that is from 1 dash 1 we get a intersection point, 2 dash 2, 4 4 dash, 5 5 dash, 6 6 dash. From every point we get an intersection point there. So mark it. So mark it from the every point. So there we get these points from the intersection points and connect those all points from the minor axis and major axis points from AB, CD. So we get an ellipse in the circles based. So these are the general procedure for drawing the concentric circles method. Now I am going to repeat the procedure one more time. So first of all, draw the major axis. Draw the major axis and then the minor axis. So name it as AB, CD. Then take radius of half the length of minor axis, that is OC or OD. Draw a circle. Then take half of the major axis length as radius, that is OA or OB as length, and draw another circle. Then divide this circle into 12 equal parts, that is each part get an angle of 30 degrees. Then name those points. So for the larger circle we are taking 1 dash, 2 dash, 3 dash, and for the smaller circle we are taking the normal points 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then draw the vertical line and horizontal line from each point which is parallel to the minor axis and major axis points. So then we get an intersection point from each point, each divided part, that is 1 1 dash, 2 2 dash, 4 4 dash, 5 5 dash, 6 6 dash, and similar to the 10 10 dash. So mark those intersection points there, and draw a freehand curve from A to C and then C to B and B to D and D to A from those intersection points. So this is the required ellipse from the concentric circles method. So these are the procedure, and this is the procedure for the concentric circles method. So draw both axes as perpendicular bisectors of each other and name their ends as shown. Take their intersecting points as center, draw two concentric circles. So the name concentric circles means one circle is above the another circle, that is one circle is inscribed on other circle which is having a common center. So the center for both the circles are same. So we have been seen there in the concentric circles method. So the two circles have a common center, that is O. Divide both circles in 12 equal parts and name as shown. From all points of outer circle, draw vertical line downwards and upwards respectively. So this is also a main point. So the vertical lines you are drawing on the upper part of the major axis is to the downwards. So we are drawing the downwards vertical line, and below the major axis we are drawing the upward line. So when we draw the downward line to the 10 dash line and 9 dash line, it goes out of the circle. So we are drawing for all those lines in the on the circles only, so in between the circles only. So we want to draw the downward line and upward line from the respectively. So mark all intersecting points properly, as those are the points on ellipse. So join all these points along with the ends of both axes in smooth possible curve, and this is the required ellipse. And next method is the arcs of circles method in the ellipse. This is the fourth method, and this method is very important as compared to the university exams as well as the board exams also. So it is an important method. So first you have to define the problem. Let us see the question there. So a line AB, which is a major axis, and line CD, which is minor axis, or 100 mm and 70 mm long respectively. Construct an ellipse by using arcs of circles method. So this is the required question for the arcs of circles method. So they are giving only the major axis and minor axis. So in some problems they have been given the other point also, that is foci. So we are marking 2 points on the major axis line, that is the focus points. So the plural form of focus is foci, F-O-C-I, foci. So we name it as F1 and F2. So when they are giving a major axis and minor axis points, we have to define the foci points. When they are giving the major axis and foci point, we have to define the minor axis, and when they are defining the minor axis and foci, we have to define the major axis. So on the 3 points, they are giving 2 points on the problem, we have to define the third point. So in this question they are giving the major axis and minor axis points, we have to define the foci points. Let us see the procedure here. So first of all, draw the major axis line, that is of 100 mm length. Name it as AB. Then from the center of the major axis, draw a line CD. The center can be marked as O. Then we have to define the foci points here on the major axis. So then take the AO as length. So taking AO as length, that is half of the major axis as length, and C as center. So you can take any points on the major axis, that is C or D. So take any points C or D. So I am taking the C point now. Taking C as center, AO as length. So taking AO as length and C as center, draw two curves on the major axis, that is on the right side and the left side. So name it as F1 and F2, that is the foci points. So we are naming the foci points here. So in the problem they are given the major axis and minor axis. Now we are defining the foci points F1 and F2. So for this we have taken AO as length and C as center. Draw these arcs. So from C we are cutting these major axis points. So they are cut at F1 and F2. They are marked as F1 and F2. So from F1 to center O, divide them into equal number of parts. So divide any number of equal parts from foci points to center. So I am taking 5 equal divisions here. So and name it as 1, 2, 3 and 4. So I have taken 5 equal divisions and named the marked the points as 1, 2, 3 and 4. For the other end also, that is F2 to center also, you have taken the same procedure. You have taken the same procedure there also. So now we have to take the first initiation point to draw the curves to define the intersection points. So take A1 as radius. So take A1 as radius, F1 as center. So here foci points F1 and F2 are taken as centers only, not to define the length. So to define the length, we have taking the major axis points A and B here. So first of all, we are taking the length as A and first divided point, that is 1. So take length as A1 and F1 as center. Draw an arc on the upper side of the major axis and take B1 as length. So we are taking the other end B and first part as length and F2 as a center. Cut the first arc. So we are drawing these lines here in the place of arcs. So there we have taken an intersection point. There we are gaining an intersection point there. So draw the same procedure. So take the same procedure for all the next points also. That is 2, 3 and 4 points also. Take the same amount of procedure there. Same amount of steps there. So take A2 as length, F1 as center. F1 as center. Draw an arc. Then take B2 as radius and F2 as center. Cut those points. There we can get another intersection point. So for the third point also, take A3 as length and F1 as center. Draw an arc. Next, take B3 as length and F2 as center. Draw another arc by intersecting the point. And for the last point also, we have taken the same procedure. Take A4 as length, F1 as center and B4 as length, F2 as center. Cut those lines. So we are getting these 4 points here. Name it as P1, P2, P3 and P4. So these are the intersection points which we came from the which we are drawn from the F1 and F2. So this is for the first quarter. So on the upside, so on the top side of the major axis we have drawn these arcs. On the bottom side also we have drawn the same procedure. So by taking the same points A1 as well and F1 as center, draw an arc on the upper side and bottom side. So by connecting P1, P2, P3, P4 and A to C, we have drawn an freehand curve. So take the same procedure for the other end also, that is for the from the B end also. So take B1, B2, B3, B4 as well and F2 as center. Draw these lines and from the A point cut those points from the line. So on the bottom side also we have taken the same procedure. After we get the intersection points, join those all points from the every quarter point, that is A to C, C to B, B to D and D to A. So this is the required ellipse section for the from the arcs of circles method, and this is the procedure for drawing arcs of circles method. So draw both axes as usual, name the ends and intersection point and take O as distance, that is half of the major axis, and take C as points and mark F1 and F2 on AB, that is on the major axis part. We get the F1 and F2. So on line F1 to O, take any distances and marks points 1, 2, 3, 4. So here we can take any number of points. So we can divide it into any number of points, that is 3, 4, 5, 6. Based upon the purpose and time, we can take any number of equal parts. Here I am taking 5 equal parts. So the points are 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth part is the center, that is O. Then take the F1 as center with the distance A1. Draw an arc above AB and take F2 as center with B1 distance. Cut this arc. Name the point as P1. And repeat the same step with the other points also, that is A2, B2 distances from drawing arcs, and name the points as P2, P3, P4 and other. Similarly, get all the other P points with same steps. Positions of P can be located below the AB also. Below the AB means below the major axis line. Then join all the points by the smooth curve to get an ellipse. So smooth curve means we are drawing it with the freehand curve only. So the ellipse curve can be drawn with the HB pencil, which is of thick line. So we are getting a thick line with the HB pencil. There we can draw the curve with HB pencil. And next to it, all the defined lines and other curves can be defined with the 2H pencil only. That is, with the thin section only we are drawing those points. Apart from that, the ellipse section is drawn with the HB pencil only. The curve is drawn with the HB pencil only. So these are the general procedure for drawing an arcs of circles method. So in this video lecture we have seen two methods, that is concentric circles method and arcs of circles method. In the next video lecture we are going to see other two methods in the ellipse, construction of ellipse. There we can see the other two methods. Thank you.